Oh my God, super excited to have on our next guest.
Yes. We told everybody. Yeah. We told everybody.
We have in the house singer, international drag superstar Priyanka.
Yeah, baby. Hello, beautiful people. Who's feeling gay? Who's feeling sexy? Who's feeling cunt today?
All the
All
above.
of them.
I agree.
Everybody at the same time.
I know, we are so, Priyanka, this is so amazing. I'm so excited you decided to come back because the girls didn't get to meet you the first time. Braden, Adam, and I got to spend a little bit of time with you, and I am stoked for everyone to get to see the coolest person alive. Like, I'm excited to have. Yeah, this is so fun. This is so
That's
good.
right.
I was so jealous when y'all went to go meet.
Was very
I
jealous.
was like, oh, can I be there?
Yeah.
Yeah, where the fuck were you? Nowhere to be
I wasn't
found.
invited.
Nowhere to be found.
To be fair, I wasn't invited.
Oh, I love that storyline. Tell me more.
Liza Minnelli.
I don't know about that.
Liza Minnelli.
The spirit tells me that she's lying.
She might be.
So
She's always a mystery. She's always a mystery, that one.
She is. So Pri, let's talk. Let's talk. Tell us about how you got started in drag, how you came to be the starter you are today.
Wow. What a loaded question, you bitch.
Start from birth.
I like to get you from the
I said, so actually when my mom's water broke with me, I'm the third kid out of 4 boys.
Oh, wow.
My dad was driving her to the hospital and he missed the exit to the off the highway.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
And they tell me, and like when I was growing up and whatever, my mom would always tell me the story, like ha 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 ha. And then nowadays I'm like, oh, like did I just like incubate for too long? Is that how I ended up being gay?
Yep, that's how that works.
Science, everybody.
Science.
It's like,
think about it.
It's like sea turtles, you know. In the sand, if it's like too cold, they'll be born one gender. If it's warm sand, it'll be, you know, it's like that's what it was.
Thank you. The beginning.
I mean, the world is better for it. Thank God you are here.
Thank God. Weird. Oh my God. Nobody likes straight drag queens. So, anyways,
let's unpack that. I mean, that's something we definitely should unpack at a certain point. But I believe that's the next question. Yeah.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there today. And if we don't, then haha, we didn't get there, bitch. So I think like drag, it was always something that I was so scared of. Drag queens are so fucking scary because, and I didn't know why. I didn't know why at the time. I thought it was like, I was like, just like, I didn't like being called out on the microphone when I went to go see a drag show, or like they were mean. But when I moved to the gay village in Toronto and started to go to watch drag shows, and some of them were nice, I was like, wait a second, like this is a very affordable way to see a pop star. You know, like get to like hear Ariana Grande and Lady Gaga and Beyonce and Rihanna and be like living your best gay life around people who are like you. I said, wait a minute, this is not like any other. Because typically I'd go to so many concerts and you really feel quite isolated, or you see like one other gay person that also waited 8 hours for you to meet Lady Gaga, but then everybody else is not like you. So it's, although a really fun experience, it's still not your people, you know?
Yeah.
And when I had a birthday party, I had a drag queen come perform at it, because at that time I was like, oh, I'm in. And before she went to go perform, she asked me like, hey, like, would you ever consider doing drag? Because I'm hosting this like drag competition at the local bar. Would you enter? And like, now that I do drag all the time, I'm like, what the hell was she thinking just asking a stranger this? Like, what do you mean? Like what? Like how? That's not the typical drag pipeline. Usually it's like I dress up in drag for Halloween and then I became a drag queen. But let me say something, she is my fairy godmother, because it was like that idea was in my head and I was like, okay, I think I could do it. Yeah. I guess. Like I was working at Kids TV at the time and I was like, yeah, right, I'll just like keep that Instagram on private. But it's funny that like the minute that the idea was put in my head, I was thinking like branding, marketing, who am I going to be? Like I have to have an Instagram account, like followers, like, because that's how much it excited me. And the rest is history, baby.
Right. It was like a spark.
It was
like that you didn't even know that was there. And she unlocked
it's like divine intervention.
I feel like you were picked out of a crowd like a model.
No.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh my God, I was discovered. I was discovered.
Yeah.
Discovered.
That's interesting.
Yeah, which is what
It's a revolution for you.
which I was saying, which when you were talking about them speaking, like it's not typically the drag pipeline. It's like she saw something in you, and then you can probably see that in other people that want to do drag. You're like, that person's probably going to be a drag queen one day. Yeah, yeah.
We just blew your mind.
That's what we do on Pride Podcast.
Yeah.
We do not give you free
No, I
props.
want everybody to know that I've just been staring at the screen with my eyes bulging wide open because I simply can't believe it. Because I remember like wanting to be an entertainer. I still obviously do, but I entertain now. But like as a kid and as a teenager, wanting to do these and being like, wow, like I just want to be discovered.
You were, baby.
But then like in all the interviews I've been having, I'm just like, yeah, like you have to work so hard to make your dreams come true. But you are right. There is a little bit of magic fairy dust that was sprinkled upon my pom-pom that brought me drag.
Right.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
And then also,
you're beautiful.
I'm a supermodel, honey.
Yeah.
Then I started to discover why I thought I hated drag. It was because it was basically like everything I was told not to be as a kid. You can't dress up as a girl. You can't wear, I remember like watching my mom do her makeup being like, I wish I was a girl so I can wear makeup. And it was like it was like an intervention. They're like, so you can't say those things. Like, like boys don't wear makeup and you don't want to be a girl. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to be a girl, but like, I want to wear the makeup.
Right.
I didn't say nothing about girls. I said makeup.
I think because when you talk about pipelines, like especially like we had talked before, we come from Texas, there is that what people think they're like, oh, if you dress as a girl, you're trying to become a girl. They really can't separate that because they feel that is the pipeline for people to transition, and they connect the two. And for them, people have asked for years. I mean, even before I even dressed as drag, they would be like, for Halloween and stuff, they'd be like, you want to be a girl? And I'm like, no, I think I'm okay.
False equivalent.
I'm like, I think I'm great. And they're like, oh, you want to be a girl. And also they're looking at your mannerisms and things like that. So it's interesting.
Jarrell, you want me to go back to high school and beat them up? Because I'm good.
No, most of them are not.
So how did your parents obviously were like, no, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing all that. So then like, how was the conversation? How did that go? Like, oh, hey, by the way, actually,
I'm doing it.
Here's what happened.
Oh,
what happened
my God. Well, what had happened was I have a good relationship with my mom where I was able to just be like, yeah, like I'm just trying this thing called drag. Like I dressed up as a woman for entertainment purposes. And she literally was just like, oh my God, cool. Like I love it. Like, and I had already come out to her as gay. I was like, as
You're like, what am I?
What am I? You said, wait, hold on.
faggotry.
What did I say?
Full faggotry.
Yeah.
And she was so supportive. When I told her I was gay, she was like, okay, like let's not tell your dad yet because like, let's like wait. And like if you bring a boy over, like he could be your friend. And honestly, my sexuality was so suppressed that I was like, oh yeah, this is a good idea. This is a great idea. Like it wasn't like, but I want my dad to. I wasn't even like, I was like, yeah, we're brown. We game plan. I get it.
You're like, we got a scheme together, Mom. That's great.
Scheming, always scheming and shit. You know how it goes. And then when I went to go film Drag Race, this was years later, like 4 years later, my dad still didn't. Maybe he knew, but there's no confirmation of my sexuality or that I was doing drag. And
wow.
Then when I went away to film, he just thought I was going away to film my kid's television show.
Okay.
And he's not up in my life either. Like it's not like we have this bestie relationship, but we also don't have an issue with each other either. It's just like it's just not giving. Wow, father-daughter dance. It's not giving that.
Yeah.
So he has 4 boys. He likes to talk to them about cars. You could tell he's kind of like has a hard time connecting to us, but like is the life of the party everywhere else we go, and all my cousins love him. So it's kind of confusing. But then you find out that his dad passed away when he was 17, and then it all clicks. You're like, oh. He lost his childhood taking care of his family because when his dad died, he had to take care of his whole family. It's giving that kind of storyline, and then you're like, then your heart breaks, and you're like, oh well, I wish I didn't hide the fact that I was gay from you for 6 years. So then I Drag Race is coming out. We're in a pandemic, and I'm like, yo, mom, like we gotta tell dad because like I'm about to be on the local news channel and shit. Like it's happening.
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, like she's not panicked. She was like, no. She's like, yeah, okay, cool. So then she ended up telling him. I was like, I'll come over and we'll do a thing. And she goes, and then she's like, yeah, we'll do it. But then she calls me and it's like, okay. So I told him, I'm like, okay,
Okay.
Work.
Thanks for taking that away from me, mom.
Love that. Didn't have to sit through the anxiety of having to go home, you know.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
I was like,
Yeah.
what happened? Like what? Is he mad? And then she goes, yeah, like I told him, and then he was just really quiet, and then he asked me if I wanted to go to the store to buy paint.
That
Okay.
Now that is a West
cracked.
Indian man if I know one, honey. They said,
Cool.
I have a dad
Okay,
who is
so-
also part of the global majority. He's West African, and I feel like that would have been his reaction too. Like, okay, well, let's go to the store.
And
Yeah.
I'm either gonna grill, cook, paint. I gotta do something
Right.
to get to the
Yes.
house. You know what's interesting? I wanted to kind of ask about that. I've seen a lot of storylines like that on Drag Race where, you know, the parents may not have been supportive or the siblings or friends, and then they have them come on and all of a sudden they're supported. My question to you is, do you believe that Drag Race actually changes that for families, or do you feel that the families decide in that moment, oh, let me do this for my own publicity or my own personal gain? Like, or do you feel those relationships are genuine? Like, how do you think?
Good question, Joanne.
Very great question. It's giving journalism.
Well, you know.
I would say like nowadays it's tough to comb through what stories are real, what stories are just to get on casting, what stories are, you know, to your point, like just I'm gonna tell my trauma dump story just to be famous.
Right.
Right.
For me personally, like I knew when I was on Drag Race that I was gonna have to tell that story. Not have to.
Yeah,
I wanted to tell the story.
of course.
No one forced me. I opened my goddamn mouth and said, so my dad's from Guyana, where it's illegal to be gay. Painting.
Yeah.
Trauma.
Yeah.
And what it did for my family was that, and a lot of West Indian people and Caribbean and Guyanese people, is that they got to see that being gay doesn't mean that you're a failure. Being gay doesn't mean that you can't have a great career.
Correct.
Being gay doesn't mean that you're going to turn to drugs and partying and prostitution. It just means that I was born this way and I could be just as successful as anybody else. So through Drag Race and them watching me all win that, they got to see that it was like, okay, wait, it's not bad. It's not a bad thing. This is a great thing. Like, look at this person's life. And I was more surprised of how many people watched me on Drag Race. Uncles, aunties, grandmas, nannies, nanas, everybody. I was gagged. I was just like, I just didn't expect it, nor like I was ready to just give them the grace to not even ask them if they watched me because I wasn't expecting my West Indian family to sit down and watch Drag Race. I didn't care if they told me they didn't. I'd be like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But they all watched because they were so excited.
Oh, that's amazing.
And for them to see you win, like that had to be the cherry on top. How successful you were to come out on top. Literally, like they had to have been like,
it's like,
shit.
I told you.
It's like I know you had to go in there and be like,
I don't know why y'all mad.
Yeah, it's like I know they had to be like, wow.
Did you
wow.
know that you? Did you know you were gonna win? Like when you walked in, and like
I didn't.
Did you have?
Like I did and I didn't. Like when I did, I drove all night. The lip sync
Oh
for
my God.
One for Snatch Game. So good. Wow. I still watch it back. I'm like, I can't believe that. That's me. That's fucking crazy. I had a moment there where I was like, this is why I'm a winner. I'm a performer. Like, yeah.
Hello.
Professional.
I love that energy.
What if did it disconnect? What happened here? Oh. I've come undone. Hold on.
Oh no!
We can still hear you here.
Exposed.
Steph is
What?
It's a little quieter.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just save this file.
What is that
One.
quote where she's like,
Come on,
"Oh, I've come undone it. You see my dirty pillows."
You see my dirty pillows.
Okay.
You think there are men in this country who ain't seen your bosom?
Bosom.
Your bosom.
And your bosom.
Check.
Your bosom.
Okay, I'm
Here we
back.
go.
There we go.
We back in the game.
I'm back and better than ever, baby. Okay, I don't know what happened, but whatever happened, it happened, and maybe hopefully it won't happen again.
It happened.
When I was doing I Drove All Night. So when I was doing the I Drove All Night lip sync, which is my favorite, I had a whisper of a moment where I was like, I could win this thing. Like, this is what I do. I'm a performer, and that's what I love to do. Like, that's where my heart is in performance and dancing and pop starring, and I also love just being a personable person, telling stories, just being fun, just being like, sure, I'm glamour, but also like, so are you. Like, it's all the same shit. But because I know what it's like to watch people on stage and be like, I could never do that. But there was 100%. Something, my mission is to have people see my shows and my entertainment and my I Drove All Night lip sync to be like, wait a second, maybe I could do it too. Like, that looks like fun. Like, I just look like you want to have fun. That's all it is. It's all about fun and joy. So that was a moment where I was like, but then that's also the turnover of halfway point where your mind starts playing tricks on you.
Right.
Of course.
When I came home from Drag Race, I was just thinking, oh yeah, they're giving it to Rita Bega. Like, they want the French Canadian to win. Like, I was in the bottom twice, and this is that and the other. But they're probably just gonna give it to her. She's white, whatever.
Right.
I was like, it makes sense. Canada's Drag Race, the French Canadian wins. Yeah. But you're like almost like you're saying these things to yourself to like just control the narrative to protect yourself from the pain that it would feel to lose something, right?
Right.
But I also had this thing. I said, I don't care if I lose. I'm still gonna do exactly what I'll be doing.
Hello.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Exactly.
And most of the people who don't win end up becoming the most successful.
Yeah.
True.
Very that.
You know.
True. Would you go back and do an all winners Drag Race?
Oh, everyone loves to ask me this question. I think like I if the offer came through, I would definitely consider it. I would be more nervous than I was to do the 2019 version when I did it the first time. Sorry, season 1, the 2019. I used to say yes all the time, but then I was like, wait, like I'm going towards so many different goals right now.
Yeah.
Like, would I give up my my tour in October and November? That's my music and my baby to go be on Drag Race again.
Right.
Would I?
Free tickets to the New York show?
I mean, Bianca had her famous thing. She's like, I did it once and won, so I don't actually need to do it again.
Yeah.
That is true.
Like, it's kind of like,
that is true.
You know? I feel like the All Stars like winter season is for the fans. It's not for.
But it depends on which format it is. Is it a charity format like it just was?
I actually like the charity format for the all winners. I don't necessarily like it for
the people who didn't.
The people who are trying to like
I agree with that.
Build up their career.
Yeah, trying to win.
True. However, I would love that would be so much fun. By the way, I don't say no. I'm also just being like, I used to say yes all the time, but then I said maybe I should actually process this and see if I would actually what the real answer is.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Who knows?
What is the most unexpected thing that has come out of this like Drag Race journey?
Ooh.
Good or bad?
Oh, that's
again, the plot thickens.
Ooh, so many things come to my mind. I'll say like on the positive side, I didn't realize how much self identity I would have found going through this. But like in the ripple effect, like later, like this year, like when I went Drag Race, I was like, woo! But now, like since doing it and since having this career, like the dust settles and you sit with yourself to be like, okay, so now what? And it's not now what in like, are you going to be a failure? It's like, now what? Who am I? Huh. That is the most unexpected thing. And then also like the day one friends who've dropped off, that's always the worst.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
That shit, like the people that you meet after you win Drag Race and they drop off, your brain is like, well, they knew you as a Drag Race girl, so
whatever.
Yeah,
whatever. But the day ones, baby, ooh, when you realize that, like, I had a friend who I was friends with for over 15 years who uninvited me to their wedding. Sorry. I didn't mean to laugh. Every time I say it, I feel like I'm producing an SNL skit because it was like can't be my maid of honor anymore, and you're not coming to my wedding because I don't feel good enough to be your friend.
What?
And I said, wait a second.
Well, that's a them problem, not a
Yeah.
problem.
But that's crazy. I've never heard anyone actually admit it. I thought they would actually try to put it more on you, Pri, and be like, "It's your fault." And they literally was like, "I just don't feel good enough being
like they felt like you would outshine them at their wedding.
Yeah.
Which I understand,
ultimately,
because I
I'm
mean,
not getting married, but if
well, I mean, like,
was it because no press could have showed up? I mean, listen, I think some people don't really understand the levels of fame, and they think they're like, oh, well, maybe they have press following them, maybe they have guards now. Like they maybe thought that, which sucks because they could have came to you as a friend.
And
yeah, I think at first there was like a little bit of a, oh, that sucks, but then it became, and I'm very like, once again, person of color, survival mode. Your brain always goes into the, you go into the, okay, this is very shocking, and I'm probably going to feel this emotion in 2 weeks, but what am I going to say now? And in the moment, I just said like, hey, it's your wedding, and if I don't bring you happiness and joy, I shouldn't be there. So I'm not butthurt about it. Like, it's first of all, it's your wedding, so your wedding is not about me. So I'm not gonna be like, why, whatever. But as the feelings digest and as you start to process things, it sucks to be like, oh wow, like I was never the friend that was in the lead. I was always the support gay best friend character. And when the gay best friend that in society is the sidekick, is the Damon from Mean Girls, becomes the Beyonce, the headliner, the one, the only.
The Regina George.
Yeah,
the Regina George. They said
support.
I wasn't, they're like, I wasn't mentally prepared for you to be the one. I thought I was going to be the one, and I would just be the friend supporting your dream that probably will never come true. It's all subconscious.
Yeah.
It's all subconscious. Honestly, like, I do not think that, people actually, I mean, some people do, but
some people do.
Right.
This specific person was like that. But it made me feel very shocked that is the most surprising thing that's happened. But also I'm like, wait a second, that's kind of iconic.
Yeah,
in a way of like, wow, like look how people react when people that aren't what society deem as winners win. People combust. They fucking combust. They're like to be uninvited to a wedding, to be dropped as a maid of honor. I've had people cut me off and shit. I'm like, this is what it makes you feel like when you don't have control over what you think the narrative is. Like, you thought you can get a pass for being white. Copy that. So it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. But I'm also just like, society from whatever back in the day foundation that they built ain't my problem. I'm gonna keep being the winner.
Right.
Whatever.
I love that.
Okay.
I love it. Something that comes to mind about that, when you have friends and you have people that drop off, because we talked about this when we met. I'm a big believer, and I want everybody to come up with me. Like, let's do this together.
Oh yeah.
So when you have people who drop off, like, obviously, you feel a certain type of way, but at the end of the day, do you take that moment to realize and think about, like, were those moments that we actually had even genuine to begin with?
Yeah. I mean, I am such a, relationships are so important to me. Like, in Devastatia, my music video for that one, I had like my old YTV host come. I had Tracy Malshore come, who's the judge on Canada's Drag Race, but she also helped me kickstart my whole TV career. I had PJ Phil come, who started YTV, which is the network that I'm a part of. And then in my new video, my boyfriends at the wedding, and like all my drag queen friends who I like came up with in drag in Toronto, came in there also in the video. Like, relationships and like bringing people along with is so important to me. Even like when I did taste test, the first round of videos, it was like all drag race girls, because I said, I want you all to win with me. I want you all to look like movie stars, because if you're all winning, I'm winning, you're winning. Like, look, like it's possible for all of us. I want you to know that, like, if you get these opportunities, just to always say yes, because like now look, all of you are on fucking movie posters and shit. Why not?
Yeah.
Right. Why not?
So the question about like, how do you know people's intentions is honestly like, the more you go through it, the more you have a radar for it. A radar? Radar.
Yeah.
Radar.
I
Radar
relate
for
to
it? A
that.
I get
radar
that.
for it? Like the bullshit meter, you're like, oh, you're
There we
Like
go.
a red flag meter. You can like spot a red flag.
Yeah. But when, up until last year, up until last month, bitch. Let me tell you something. It never stops. People continue to surprise you. And the craziest thing is when they show their true colors, you go, I always did kind of know, didn't I?
That's
like, we know. We know.
Yeah.
We know.
You ignore stuff when you want a relationship to work.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you make excuses and you're like, it's not like that.
Yeah.
And
but then you turn around and you're like, look at all those.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's like we don't.
But you do.
We don't give ourselves credit. We don't give ourselves enough credit for how smart we are. Oh my God.
Our instincts.
We are such smart human beings, but we're always like, yeah, that person is probably going to cheat on me and give me full anxiety, but he's definitely different. It's like,
and I can change him.
And I can change him.
You just
and his eyes are real light.
The
bigger the lies. You gotta know. Gotta know it. But every single time you're like, oh no, man, maybe
beware.
Maybe this time.
Beware of the green-eyed monsters.
Yo, it's so difficult. But I have been feeling that way, even like in friend departments. It's been like, wait a minute. I've sat and watched them do this to other people. And I think I talk about this a lot. It's always funny until you're in it.
Yep.
Because you sit there and you allow them to treat other people the same way. And then when it hits you, you're like, you can't say, I never thought that was going to happen to me. Yes, you did. You said right there. You watched it and laughed probably when they were doing it to someone else because you were their friend.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting world around.
Yeah.
Well,
people have to get it through their heads that they're not the exception.
Right.
They are the rule.
They are the rule.
That part.
One of my favorite things to reference.
Yeah.
It's like you're not the exception. You are the rule.
Period.
Well, before we let you go, we do need to talk about Devastatia.
Oh, right.
Because
I mean, you know what's so funny?
Yeah.
It's so funny because everything that we're talking about is literally what that project is about. It's my heart, it's my soul. It's like all these like learnings of friendships and like, you aren't the exception, but then you also are the exception to the new rules that you're making. What a monstrous project that I took on.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
When I was doing taste test, it was so easy because everyone was at home in the pandemic. I just won Drag Race. It was like, yes, whatever you need, bitch. We need things for our reels. And I was like, no, I'll pay everyone. I want to make sure that people ain't working for free because like that's how people start resentment. And they work extra hard for you. The rumors are kind of true for some people.
The rumors and the
nastiness.
But I'm always like, if I asked you to do something for free, I'm gonna send it in an email and be like, just confirming you are doing this for free. Even when friends have asked me to be in things like, there's no pay, but I was like, I'll do. I don't care. I'm like, but send me an email and make me accept it because if we ever get in a fight and I'm dragging your name through press saying you made me do it for free, you have proof.
Yeah.
Protect yourself. They're like, you would never. And I go, people surprise you.
People surprise you every single time. Well,
so yeah, it's like it's been the hardest thing to put together, but it's my baby. I'm so excited. I'm going on tour so soon. Oh my god.
Congratulations.
We are definitely going to be talking to you about that because we want to come see you.
Yes.
When you coming to New York?
No, October 19th.
Oh, down like right in a few months. A
few weeks. Yeah. I'm gonna be there, and I'm really excited. I'm nervous as all hell. Like when let's talk about the algorithm for a second, shall we?
Okay.
Yes.
Baby. Nowadays, before I used to be like, social media is the easiest thing. I got that shit on lock. Algorithm, she fucking with me. She's fucking. Now it's fine. I found a way to tap in and break in, and I did my research. But like, if you don't do your research, it could be very like you feel like lost. You're like, but when I used to post, it used to da 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 da, and it's not that no one can see it. You have X amount of followers. It's that like you just didn't trigger the algorithm to push shit in front of people. That's crazy. Like, bitch, I got a tour to promote.
Yeah,
stop messing with me.
Well, tell
Don't fuck with
everyone
me.
where the venue will be in New York for those who are going to be coming, because we want everyone to do it, and also in Canada. Like, give us some of the venues that you're going to
Oh
be
my
selling
God.
out, sis.
Sell out, sell out. In New York, I'm playing Mercury
Okay.
Lounge,
Okay.
Yeah.
which is gonna be fucking lit.
It's
I'm
gonna
also
be so lit.
going to Washington. I don't know what venue I'm playing there. Well, I do know. Hold on, let me pull it. Let me pull it up. Let's be
Yeah.
factual here.
So I'm gonna pull this up.
I'm gonna pull it up because listen, everyone's like, what you play? Here we go. Wow, look at all these motherfucking dates. Okay,
Is it
so
Songbird?
Songbird, I'm playing in Washington. Shuba's in Chicago. Um, Madame Lou's in Seattle. Mississippi
Ooh.
Studios in Portland. Portland is actually my highest selling tour date in the US right now. Is that so weird?
Yes.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Come on,
Thank
Portland.
you. I said, come on, Portland, you want some, Priyanka? Okay. I'm playing the rickshaw stop in San Francisco and LA. I'm playing the Peppermint Lounge and all through Canada. I'm doing like 200 people rooms.
Mhm.
And the stages are like different every night. Some are small, some are big, and it's like the best challenge ever because I don't give a fuck how small that stage is. I'm giving full arena show performance.
Yes,
As you
absolutely.
should.
Lighting cue,
Always.
smoke, props, storyline, video screen. I'm unstoppable. Don't fuck with me. And I'm
I'm so
excited to
excited
create
about
that
PowerPoint.
experience. Come on, my PowerPoint presentation, like, okay.
Yes.
Next
But I'm
slide.
really excited for it. I think it's gonna be really, really fun. And like, people are. I won Drag Race in the pandemic, and I got to see so many fans and put on shows, but people are still scared to commit and
Oh yeah.
commit to me, baby.
Mm.
And also,
I
people
mean,
are
it's
scared of
tough.
drag shows because they're like, wait, am I gonna pay like? I think my tickets are only like $20 to $30, but back in the day, when I'm on cast tours, they're like 50, 60, 70, 80. And they're like,
Yeah.
wait, like you only came out and did 2 songs. That's all I got.
It's like maybe that's what they're paying. So
And I'm like, that's what the gig is. That's what the gig is, huh? I'm sorry. But now
that's what they call
I
them.
like doing longer form shows because like
Mhm.
it's just better for everyone. They get to like have an actual experience, like step into a room and experience a story and a vibe and an energy and be like, let's all fucking lose yourselves and skin out your pom pom,
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
So I know Adam said he wanted to go. I did get permission. We're gonna ask a few more questions.
The producer is over here making face like, no.
Yeah, either. So we obviously talk about things happening for your life to be on this journey it's on. So we're here being canceled. How did that affect you in your upcoming tour? Did you feel like, hey, this happened at the perfect time because I'm about to go on tour? Do you feel like, oh wait, I'm missing out on an opportunity while I'm on tour to also promote We're Here?
Oh, interesting. You know what? Like for some reason, like I don't know what's wrong with me, and maybe I'll be like sad about it in the future. But when I heard that it got canceled, I was kind of I am okay with it. Like I'm very okay with it because we're at the turning point of entertainment where people are actually getting sick of like trauma. People are like, girl, I know in the pandemic we all wanted to watch true crime and cry and feel sad and just like the world is sad, so I want to be sad. Like let me watch this entertainment to get there. There's such a turnover with people needing to see queer people as joy and as happiness and as successful. It can't always be trauma, trauma, trauma all the fucking time.
Right. Yeah.
However, like the show and what it's done for the country is like beyond any green light of a season could ever even match, to be honest with you.
Wow.
So
you feel like it served its purpose.
I do. I feel like it's like it's not one of those shows like a Drag Race where it can just go on and on like a studio show in the competition. It's documentary style, so it's like these are the stories we told. This is how bad it was. We went to Oklahoma and Nashville, Tennessee, where it's all politics, politics, politics.
Yeah.
And we really, really, really uncovered some really important / deep stories.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I feel like it's time for people to see us shake our asses and have fun and
Right.
just
Let's
be
get back to the fun.
entertained
I
by
hear
it. Because
that.
there was one comment that I saw. At first, I said I wanted to cut a bitch, but he said, "Oh my God, thank God! I was so sick of how traumatic watching this show is. I couldn't even watch the last 4 episodes." And I'm like,
Wow.
what a fucking thing to say. How dare you? Like, you motherfucker. These are people's jobs, and this is my
Yeah.
job, and
Right.
this show is
Right.
amazing. How dare you? But then I said, okay, like, pull the lens back for a second. Like, think, you know, think bigger picture here. And it's like, it's like you don't want to be depicted as like every time there's a gay person, they're obviously going through some traumatic experience. Like,
And they're
we
always
can,
engaging, you know.
we
Yeah.
we are always going to be experiencing this
Yeah.
motherfucking trauma all the motherfucking time.
Yes.
You better fucking get into it.
Say that.
Let me,
Yes.
so let me make you laugh and have, you know, shake my ass for you while also
Yes.
talking about my story as well. Like, two things can be true.
Right.
So
Yes.
They're not mutually
I'm
exclusive.
okay with it. I'm definitely okay with it. I think all the queens are too. Like, it felt very, very like,
Right.
yeah, we
Yeah.
did that. We did
Yeah.
that.
Right.
I love that because I feel like that when like Black History Month comes along, and I'm just like, do I have to like relive like the pain of like, you know, being discriminated against? Like, you know, like it doesn't all have to be about like,
A PSA.
yeah, like
Right.
sometimes like let's just watch Friday and
The best.
Let's just
you
laugh.
know, yeah, let's just laugh, take some edibles, eat some fried chicken. Yes, I will eat fried chicken.
Yes.
And,
I will be very careful about who I eat it in front of.
right.
But I will eat. Yeah, I will eat it.
I'm getting crazy.
Right.
But yeah, it's just like there's a lot of joy there in the culture.
Yeah.
You know, so like let's sometimes we have to pivot. But the bad stuff is important to highlight too,
Right.
but let's not forget about the
But I told you this, Priyanka, how like I looked up to you guys. You put yourself in some situations that might have been a little unsafe or uncomfortable.
They were very
So-
unsafe.
So I think that y'all have done your great. Y'all now can go do something else.
Destiny
Like
fulfilled.
that, we don't need to go in the middle of Tennessee and they say this is the straightest part, also the most racist part. Good luck, and then leave y'all there. And it's like no,
Damn.
we don't have to do that. Like we're okay right now.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
love that you guys are all at peace with it.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good because I was very sad about it being canceled. I enjoyed that show, but I also understand the other perspective where like, why does our story always have to include drama?
Mhm.
How can we celebrate?
But then on the other end of that, we do have to look at why is our story always canceled.
Ooh,
So
That's a whole other episode.
It's a whole other episode. We'll have to get into that. Well,
Right.
yes, Bree, you have to come back. You have to chill with us and do this for the entire time so we can talk hot topics and everything.
No, I love this. I was watching Pose,
Mm-hmm.
and for the first time ever, like this year.
Oh wow, it's delicious.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, but like that's we need to do a deep dive into Pose in another
We should
episode.
do, like,
but
Yeah.
Pose special episodes.
we should.
We
Yeah.
should. Pose is wild.
Yeah.
No, it's
I
so
finished
fucking
it
good.
out.
So the when Madonna's Vogue blew up, and they were like, oh my God, wow, like look at, like, we're finally being seen by society. Look, and then like the episodes go on, and then like by the time it's like now no one's coming to the Vogue dance classes anymore, and
Yeah.
it's not as
Right.
lucrative as it used to be. I think like it's tough to think of yourself as like I was just a flash in the pan. However, like, yes, our stories have been canceled. Thank God for Drag Race and all the Drag Race programming that's happening there. Like,
Yes.
the way that I'm seeing it is that I'm hoping that it's just making space for more entertainment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's not lost on me
Okay,
that right before
yeah.
the election, shit got canceled. It's not lost on me, but
Mic drop.
Damn.
That's
but
100% true.
it doesn't mean I don't blame anybody. I ain't pissed about it. I'm like, okay, great, that show's done. Now what's the next show?
What's the next
Hello.
show?
I love that
Okay.
attitude.
Yeah.
I love that.
The
song.
check cleared. I'm good.
Yes.
Okay.
You know.
I got paid, so whatever.
Yeah.
Hello. Bree, so a final question and then we'll wrap out. What does pride mean to you?
Do you know that this is my least favorite question while doing press?
Damn. It's so
yeah, my friends and I joke about it. I'll answer it because it is an important question. But when I was less educated about my community, I was like, what kind of, like, oh my God, these motherfucking PR people just want me to say, like, to live your most authentic self. But I was able to say it because, like, I still didn't know me yet, you know?
Sure.
Wow.
Like, sure, you can come out of the closet. Sure, you can win Drag Race, but, like, do you know who you are yet? The answer was no.
Yeah.
Until this specific year, where I started to work on, you know, my new journey, work with new choreographers and all that shit. And then she made me make a playlist. Her name is Tamina Paris. She's fucking amazing. She made me make a playlist saying, who is the Queen Priyanka? Originally, it was supposed to just be like a playlist of like covers I wanted to do. That's what she said, but I took it as the like, oh, like songs that like who I am.
Yeah.
And I, you know, there was every single song had like a reggae, dance hall, or Bollywood sample in it, but it was so subconscious. It was so subconscious. And that's being able to do that and be proud of your brown and proud of your gay and proud of your drag and proud of your bullshit that's actually pride. Like that. Like being
absolutely
like, oh shit, right. I did used to beg my mom to take bologna sandwiches to school because I was embarrassed to take chicken curry to school. Like knowing that I'm proud of my chicken curry now, like that's actual pride to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love that.
See, now you rebranded the question. Thank you. That's the way we're gonna do it from now on. You did that.
Love that.
I did that, bitch. Because some people just like
that bitch.
Because they give the PR answer.
The nice spin, the poof.
Yes. So listen, you have to come back, like I said, anytime to hang out with us. Let everyone know where they can follow you online and see all of your upcoming tour dates.
The gag is they already see me because they're all obsessed with me.
They already know. You give it to them every fall, yes.
That's the gag, bitch. I came up on your algorithm. If you're listening to this podcast, I'm definitely on your algorithm. But for those of you who may not know, I'm the Queen Priyanka everywhere, anywhere, all the time. TheQueenPriyanka.com for tour tickets, and go stream my album Devastatia, and support drag entertainers who do music because it is hard out here. It's hard out here, honey. But
hard out here for a pimp.
It's hard out here for a pimp. Who sings that song? Is that from
Taraji P.
From Hustle and Flow?
Yeah.
Right?
I love
Taraji. I think so. Something like that.
Taraji's great.
Oh, Pri, well, thank you so much for coming to Kiki with us again.
It was so amazing meeting you.
Oh my gosh.
I'll miss you all. This is so fun.
I'll
see you at my show. I'll see you at my show.
Yes.
Don't be late and shit. Like, don't be late and shit. Don't be late and shit.
If you feel like lying to us about what time the show is, that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If I feel like it.
We'll get there on time.
Is that noon?
Perfect. That gives us enough time.
You still arrive at 10 p.m. Like, hey, did it start yet? But your hair's done, your makeup is done, your outfit's like the best, like everything's laid.
Everything's beat, and you're like,
well, shit.
Well, I love it. Thank you so much, Pri.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see you very soon, my love.
Bye-bye.
Bye.